Hi, Dave. How are you?
Great to see you over the many miles and many months.
What a pleasure to work for you and your client. It's been sometimes it's been difficult, but things that are out of your control, things that are here with the logistics and this or that, it's not easy. But 99% of the time, very very enjoyable. I mean, really a pleasure doing the work for you guys.
Well, yeah, in producing the podcast series that we're producing, the YouTube series and the podcast series. Um, it was always going to be mainly working with remote crews because I'm in the Isle of Man, and because the project became more international,
Mm,
um, the importance of finding reliable crews, guys that you could trust, guys that can relate to. I suppose the fact that I have also been part of remote crews as well, so I sort of understand how how the workflow needs to happen, and I understand as well that sometimes it's not always as smooth as it could be because you've got time delays and you've got a moving target. It's not like, oh, Sebastian, could you shoot one interview here? It's, oh, there's an interview, and then there might be several more interviews. And then finding
mm,
someone like yourself and your team that can adapt and go with it when things, well, like say, a moving target, a moving feast, that's suddenly you've got to do an interview over there, and then yeah, you don't have all of the kit with you, and then you've got to someone doesn't have as long or someone's not available. So it's it's um it's not the easiest thing to do, and it's not the easiest thing. I think part of it is man management, also helping the client to understand that 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 what they see isn't always, I'm not saying what they get, but because there's a lot
mm.
to do and a lot of moving around, resetting, it can be it can be stressful, and it's getting someone at the other end like yourself that's able to keep the client informed and relaxed, so that they can perform best in an interview. And then, from my point of view, just more or less letting it roll. Once we're set up, then it's basically in your hands.
Yes, and in the case of your client and the type of work that we were doing is more like institutions, like shooting at Yale University or other places around and all that. Um, every client requires a different type of setup. Your client requires, and that's what you require me, a three-camera setup for these interviews.
Yeah.
And the challenge in there has always been, is there something to see on the three cameras? I mean, are we going to be able to see something, that we
Yeah.
like on the wide shot?
Look, the good thing is that, you and I both know that we have to work around those things,
Yeah.
and, we have to adapt, and whatever happens, we have to get the interview done. The shot has to be done. And the main thing from my point of view is I was able to take the footage that you sent me and cut it into a really good interview. And the viewer is usually none the wiser. And that's the key. The viewer can't be any the wiser that there was a technical hitch, or that there was anything that was a challenge. The viewer just wants to be comfortable watching it, and everything is, for him, is transparent. It's just a really good interview, nicely shot, nicely lit. So it's not distracting from the content. And I think you managed to deliver that, and you know you managed to send the material to me really quickly, and I got that cut, and it's had many tens of thousands of views. Each one's had many tens of thousands of views. So the proof of the pudding.
How would you summarize your experience in this collaboration, if you want to call it, between your place and Connecticut? This is where I am based. So, because obviously we're not perfect. So, um, how would you summarize this collaboration in terms of
Well, I
from your
think,
experience as a
yeah.
producer?
Well, from the first time, looking online, trying to find resources to shoot at Yale. I mean, the first thing, obviously, that we discussed and I found out about you is that you'd shot there before, and it wasn't like I was going to be finding for the Yale shoot anyway. It wasn't like I was finding someone that had to go from scratch. It was just that you had the experience and you knew the environment, which made it a lot easier and made me a lot more relaxed about the shoot, because you knew it, you knew that where there could be issues, and I think you managed to communicate that really well. You went above and beyond to do a recce for that shoot in advance, to even though you've been there before, to make sure that we got the right places and that nothing was going to go wrong. And you could talk to the security guys, you could talk to anybody that you needed to make sure that, it ran as smoothly as possible, even with the challenges that happened. Because, of course, shooting outside, especially on the first shoot, there's always going to be issues. I mean, I know it was cold.
The first assignment, I think it was outside at the Yale campus at the SOM, School of Management outside. That building, which was a magnificent building, actually, was designed by a British architect. It's a little challenge because it's like a 4 mirrors that are surrounding you.
Yeah.
So you think the sun is coming from here, but the sun is actually just
Yeah.
reflecting from this wall to this wall, and then now it's coming to you, and then it's going to change in the middle of the interview. So yes, that place, there's a time, there's a magic time in the day that is perfect, but it only lasts like 20 minutes or something like that.
But it looked, I mean, that shoot particularly just looked really, really lovely. I think that was, it was, one of my favorite environments, because it, especially on the wide shot, it's just a very nice looking shot, and you can sort of get a taste of where you are. And I think it worked exceptionally well. And of course, again, just having the trust that you were able to get in there, get the 3 camera shoot that we needed to get, was just, it allows me to sleep at night. And I think because it's not that I've traveled a lot, but I've never been to Yale. I've been to the northeast of the US, but not Yale. So that's the other thing, because you're trying to visualize things that you've never seen, and you just have to put your trust in the guys at the other end, and it worked out brilliantly.
Well,
Thank you.
Okay, Dave. Well, thank you very much, and it was great to talk to you.
Great to talk to you, and hopefully we can work again together soon.
Thank you very much. I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you.